close the night out right. Panel at the table in that half-dead light. Miss Robin in the middle, calling every shot, directing and producing, till the story runs hot. 1-1 from the city, badge heavy on his chest, towing that law like a wicked chain, spitting facts, no rest. Crimes after dark, we close the night out right. Tear through the lies till the wrong sounds like a fight. All of the answers buried so deep out of sight. We watch the threads unravel, we watch the threads ignite. JJ in the corner, state of the deep in his head. Which lies to toss and which ones to keep instead. Dago from the cafe says forget about it, leans back, spins his thoughts like a blade cutting holes in the track. Lee at the front, head advocate, steady stare, every word like a warning, every silence a dare. All of them leaning in, clock crawling, eyes bright. Every secret feels louder than the buzzing of the night. Crimes after dark, we close the night out right. Tear through the lies till the wrong sounds like a fight. All of the answers buried so deep out of sight. We watch the threads unravel, we watch the threads ignite. You can bury it in paper, you can lock it in a file, but the truth bleeds through, drip by drip, tile by tile. We're dragging it to daylight, name by name, line by line. If you wrote it in the shadows, we'll read it out this time. Yeah. Crimes after dark, we close the night out right. Tear through the lies till the wrong sounds like a fight. All of the answers buried so deep out of sight. We watch the threads unravel, we watch the threads ignite.
All right, everybody, welcome to another Crimes After Dark on a Friday night. And I'm pretty excited about that. Everybody's waving backstage. Let me know that they can hear me, which is a fantastic start. And tonight we have a mostly full panel, but we're missing Logan from Bronx Tales. Not sure what's going on. I think last I heard she wasn't feeling very well. So I think that's just a matter of a sickness or something that came down. So we'll hope to see her very soon. I'm pretty sure she will be back. It's just a matter of, getting past whatever she's got going on. So wish her well, and hopefully we'll get her back very, very soon. Other than that, we have Dago from True Crime Cafe. We've got Robin. We've got 1-1. We've got JJ, State of the Deep, and even got the wife backstage, ready to do some moderating along with the other mods who aren't backstage, but at least she can hear us, can communicate that way sometimes if need be. So anyways, we are set to rock and roll on a Friday night. We do not have a set schedule today, so it's open season, a great night to encourage both Rhonda and Robin to throw, and any of our mods, throw the invite out there into the channel for people to join us on stage. Maybe we'll take a guest caller or something like that and do some interaction with people on any of the cases we follow or others. By the way, we've been lately following Noah Presgrove's story because somebody said, I wished you guys would look into that. And we did. So maybe you can do one of those tonight and spitball us something. And maybe we'll start talking about some other cases as well. Let's bring the panel up in the order pretty much there backstage. Other pretty much. Why do I always pause on pretty much? Anyways, pretty much going to bring them up on stage the way that they are backstage, with the exception of one we'll put on last so he can do his monologue and get us kicked off as our official format is. So, Dago, what's going on?
Forget about it.
You're so melancholy.
Whoa.
You know, this music that we have, you helped put together for the intro song. I had the weirdest, I don't know if it's a compliment or an insult. Somebody wrote, DA,
Okay.
You've got the absolute perfect voice. You put me to sleep when you talk. So I'm like, is that a good thing or a bad way? And she's like, the only problem is, I wish you guys wouldn't play music because it gets me all amped up when I'm trying to go to bed. And you talk so fast. Could you like kill the music and slow down? Because you've got the perfect voice. And I'm like, should I go into like doing some meditative reading? Lay back and relax. You know, I don't know what am I supposed to do. Like, what does that mean? You got the perfect voice. You put me to sleep. I don't want to put people to sleep. I'm here to entertain, you know?
Imagine the ocean.
Nice. You should do this. The only time I put my wife to sleep is when I talk philosophy, and she just goes right out. If I talk anything philosophical, out. She's out.
Oh shit!
So,
I can just put my wife to sleep talking. So
well,
you're lucky.
At least I've got topics I can talk about, but not philosophy or
Right.
All right. So anything special in your world? Did you do any lives today or anything great?
No, I did a pre-recorded show with Andrew Myers and Yoli that's going to premiere this weekend. In regards to the Andrew said that he was mesmerized with my show the other day that I did on the witness intimidation, Gabriella Vargas, and the Bill Thompson prosecutorial misconduct stuff. And I was like, oh, so he asked me to join him today. We did a show, and that's
How did it
about
go?
It was good. It was good.
Yeah, very cool. Someday I'd like to be able to talk to him myself. He seems like a pretty cool dude. I love
He's
that.
awesome.
He seems like a pretty down to earth kind of guy. So,
Yeah, he's an attorney, for those of you that don't know who he is, up in New Hampshire. And then Yoli, she's an attorney out of California. They run their show. They run together and they do it together. And they're both very intelligent and very cool people. Andrew's awesome. It's like talking to your best friend when you talk to him. He's so chill. It's crazy.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Looking forward to seeing how that goes, and hopefully it's well received, because that's an honor to get him on the show or get on his show or whatever the case may be. So very cool. Robin, how are you doing this evening?
I'm doing well. How are you guys?
Excellent. Where's the cat? There's no cat behind you.
Yeah, no, not yet. He'll be along after, but I'm sure. You never know.
Imagine the ocean in your ears as you lay your head on your pillow.
We're going to have the
and relax.
Yeah, guided meditation by Dylan's advocates.
Sorry.
And right in the middle of the meditation, I'll be like, hey, don't come at me with that bullshit, motherfucker. You know.
Are you sleeping yet?
Why not?
Yeah.
Why aren't you sleeping? I've been doing this for 25 minutes.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Exactly.
anything special to report from today?
What?
Robin? Anything special?
What?
Highlights of your day?
Well, yes, today is my lady's birthday. So my Essie's birthday. So we went out to dinner.
Yeah. Very nice. Very nice.
Happy birthday, Miss Essie.
Yeah, happy birthday in the wings. I know she's out there somewhere in the wings. So
finally made it to 29, huh?
Right there. Yep.
Nice.
About time.
Excellent.
Yep.
Very cool. I'm glad that you got to celebrate that. That's always a good thing.
Where'd you go? Where'd you go eat, Robin?
We went to a place. What's that? Marzoni's?
Ooh.
Marzoni's. It's an Italian place here. Man, they got good food.
See?
Good stuff.
It's the Pugay.
Yep. Marzones.
Yeah. Went into the Marzoni's.
Awesome
All right.
stuff.
Before we get too long and one has a family waiting to go to bed and say goodnight, let's get JJ up, then we'll get one up, and then we'll kick this MFer off. JJ, what's up?
What's up, DA, Robin, Dago? Happy birthday, Essie.
Good evening.
What's up, denizens, meatballs, mods,
Good to
How's
see you.
everybody
Are you
doing?
tipping a few on a Friday night or no?
No, I have a real busy weekend, so I'm
Yeah.
gonna behave myself tonight because I'll probably tip a few at my gig on Sunday. I had to get a bunch of like taxes, and I had to file all the paperwork for my permit, the renewal. It's a pain. You got to do it online, and it's a whole thing. You got to have 10 years of your residences. I couldn't even remember all the dates of my residences. I've lived in like 4 different places. So I had to dig up all kinds of stuff. It was just a pain in the butt, but I had to get it all done. And I got a bunch of stuff done today. So it was a busy day, and I have a lot to do tomorrow too. So I'm trying to behave myself.
Yeah, I wanted to. I was in the mood to tip a few tonight, but I'm trying to get my my routines and my diet back in shape. And I was like, a night of drinking probably is not good when you're trying to get your diet back on track. So I was like, I think I'm gonna have to put that off, and hopefully JJ doesn't come in going, hey, why aren't you tipping a few with me? I'm like, well, because it's that.
Yeah,
So I'm kind of
Friday's
glad to hear
usually
you're
the
not.
night, right? I mean,
Right? It
Friday's
is like
usually
Friday
the
night's the
night,
night.
but
Yeah.
it's just I have so much stuff to do that like even if I have like 2 drinks the night before, I'm a little slower moving in the morning. So I'm just like, nah, it's probably not a good idea.
And did you see another person? We'll bring one up very short, but you see another person said they fall asleep to us every single night. Like, how do you take that? Is it a compliment? So, like, if you dial into the show every night, I guess it should be a compliment that you dial into the show every night and make it part of your routine. But to put you asleep almost sounds like, is that like, that's not good, right? Is that not, I don't know. Is that good?
A lot of people
Dude,
do it. It's your
don't
crime.
feel
They
bad.
do. A lot of people fall asleep. I've seen people say it about Birdie. I've seen him say it about Lana. I mean, so if they're hanging out and they're watching and they fall, hey, that's
DA,
all
don't feel
good.
bad, dude. As
Yeah.
disturbing as this sounds, I have fallen asleep to Black Flag on headphones.
Yeah.
And if you've heard Black Flag's music, you would understand what I'm talking. I know Dave was.
It just seems odd. It's only slightly less embarrassing would be, your partner falling asleep on you when you're anyways, I don't know. Let's go ahead and get one up and turn this into a family show. Real quick. One, how you doing?
I'm going deep thoughts by Devil's Advocates. Let's go to sleep. I'm gonna count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, we're gonna make a mixtape of guided meditations by the Devil's Advocates team.
We should do that.
Tango's already out. He's napping. Yeah, that would be kind of funny. That's not a bad idea. Like, we should do like a joke parody of guided meditations that sound all soft, but it's like saying ranty shit. Like, anyways.
So
what do you got? What do you got? What's your day like?
I am drinking. I got my whiskey.
You do
my
have whiskey?
Oh, I am.
Nice.
I have lots to celebrate. So
yeah, I've heard you had a few things to celebrate, but not a birthday. You don't have a birthday to celebrate, right?
No. All right. Is it good to be alive in the den on a Friday night?
Yeah.
Juliana, Jackson, my beautiful wife. Love you guys. There are some places in America where the darkness settles in early, not because the sun disappears, but because the truth does. Out in Terrell, Oklahoma, the population barely a whisper. Fields stretching for miles. Dust hanging in the air long after the trucks pass. And silence that feels heavier than it should. It's the kind of place where everybody knows everybody. Where secrets don't travel far. They just sink into the dirt. And on Labor Day morning, September 4th, 2023, that dirt held something it shouldn't. A body, lying alone on a lonely stretch of road just outside town. No witnesses, no clear explanation, just a teenager, broken, barefoot and miles away from the party where the night began. His name was Noah Presgrove, 19 years old, A kid who had been laughing with friends just hours earlier. A kid who should have been driving home. A kid who should still be alive. But by sunrise, Noah Presgrove was lying on the asphalt of a rural Oklahoma highway, his body battered in ways investigators would later struggle to explain. Broken bones, severe trauma, clothes missing, and a timeline that doesn't add up. Not even close. Because what happened between the party near Terrell and the moment Noah's body appeared in the road remains a dark stretch of missing hours. Hours filled with questions. Questions about the party, questions about who was there, questions about why the stories don't line up, questions about whether someone knows far more than they've ever said. Because in small towns, truth can get buried, friendships get protected, stories get rehearsed, and silence becomes its own kind of shield. But tonight, we're not here to protect anyone. This is Devil's Advocates, the place where we don't just accept the official version, we challenge it. We dig into the timelines that shift, the statements that change, the evidence that doesn't fit, and the uncomfortable possibility that the truth about Noah Presgrove is still sitting somewhere in Terrell, Oklahoma, waiting for someone to finally say what really happened that night. So tonight we step into that darkness, into the dust roads, the late night party, the missing hours, and the young life that ended in a place where the story still doesn't make sense. This isn't just another case file. This is a puzzle with pieces that don't belong, a timeline that fractures under pressure, and a question that refuses to die. What really happened to Noah Presgrove? So dim the lights, because the deeper we go into the story, the darker it gets. Welcome to Devil's Advocates. And with that, live from New York, it's Friday night. And I have a little extra special, just a small little thing to say to Essie, happy birthday. Today is all about celebrating you. And I just want you to know how much your help and support truly means to me. The work that goes into the Devil's Advocates podcast takes a lot of digging, research, and sharp eyes. And you've been an incredible part of that process. The information you have helped gather, the leads you've helped uncover, and the time you've put in behind the scenes have made a real difference. Your dedication and willingness to help chase down details and piece things together hasn't gone unnoticed. It takes curiosity, patience, and a true interest in the truth, and you bring all of that to the table. So today, I hope you take a moment to celebrate yourself because you deserve it. Thank you for being such a valued part of the Devil's Advocates journey and for helping make the work we do even stronger. Wishing you an amazing birthday filled with happiness, laughter, and maybe a little mystery to keep things interesting. Happy birthday, Essie.
Yeah, happy birthday, Essie. Thanks for being part of the show and doing all your mod stuff and all the work you do behind the scenes. Always behind the scenes, but not seen, but appreciated nonetheless. So happy birthday and
very
hope you have
much
a good the rest of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know what's going on with the wife. She keeps popping in and out of the backstage area, so she must be having some kind of internet connection problems, or I don't know what the heck's going on there. And apparently, it is official. All kinds of people admit they come to the Devil's Advocates show to go to sleep at night, to fall asleep to our dulcet tones. I feel like almost every night I rant and yell and shout and like listen, and people are like, "Yeah, I fall asleep to that shit. I fall asleep to that shit." Okay, well, fair enough, and I will not take it.
It's comforting somehow. I don't know.
I don't know. It seems a little weird. So today, by the way, I recorded my first long form video of the Noah Presgrove thing because I saw I started an alert for news articles or things that are coming out to kind of keep up in case something happens in the case, right? So I decided I'm going to start tracking it at that level with my other stuff. And it popped up that there was a new theory. And it's not really new. I mean, it's funny because I just really heard about this case a couple of days ago, and it was the first thing that I thought one of the things that crossed my mind, and the first thing I heard it. And this now all of a sudden this detective comes up with the new theory might change everything, and it was something to the effect of maybe we didn't realize that he got more injuries than we expected on the ATV crash, and that he wandered away and basically fell asleep in the middle of the road and then was hit by a car that was driving by after he'd fell asleep in the road. And I'm like, first of all, I don't know how that's new information and why it warrants a whole article about its new evidence that might change the case because some person decided that he's going to add his 2 cents. Why is that guy's opinion fucking matter more than our opinions? We had better opinions than that.
Yeah, and we even suggested that as a possibility.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
That was one of the
first thing I suggested. Yeah, we're not first thing I suggested, but it's one of the first things I said. Well, maybe he wandered off and whatever. But so anyways, it's silly. So thank you very much, Essie, for helping us out with making this channel a success. Yeah, she does a lot of stuff, like a lot of stuff behind the scenes, and is the one that actually encouraged me, right, to get into Long Island serial killer case and these things. So we appreciate that very much. So, and by the way, for all the people out there who are in the chat that we don't see, by the way, I have not the greatest. So first of all, I got these bright ass lights right here, right? So on my hand, you can see these bright lights on my face, which then makes it a little harder for me to read text on the screen. And then on top of that, some days my vision's 20/20 and some days it's not so much, but got this little tiny panel on the side with all the text. And then I can't read it all. Other people are like, DA just ignores everything I say. And I'm like, I can't fucking see it. I got lights in my face.
Hey, here you go, Lee. You got another fan.
We don't like to admit our age, folks, and we don't talk about that, okay? So just leave it alone already. Jesus.
Why do people use my voice to sleep? I guess I won't be insulted next time my wife dozes off on shit when I'm talking to her. Apparently it's unanimous. I put people out.
Your feet are in the sand on the beach.
Yeah. So anyways, other than this, by the way, did you guys post a link in there for people to join us on stage just to invite people?
I did. You want me to do it again?
Yeah. Go ahead and do it again. And then I'm going to do it again. I want to practice something I don't do very often on stage, which is shut the fuck up and let you guys talk. You guys got anything for us to talk about?
I see in the chat. I just saw the comment.
Hey, Jody.
Someone was saying, I know people throw. I mean, we do it too. I also we all use. You're kind of silly if you don't use AI for something, but it's not. Just because something says in AI doesn't mean it's the absolute. This is what happened. So just remember that. So, I see in the chat someone saying, "Oh, they're saying that, it was probably a hit and run," and I'm not saying that you're wrong that there isn't some kind of vehicle involved, but you have to look. I mean, where I know Lee and myself, and I believe Robin as well. I think JJ as well too. Not Dago, because Dago's deep into this case already. Deep. We try to look at all the facts that are there. And I said we're kind of new to a bunch of this stuff, but from what I his shorts being folded and having just some of the stuff that's there. I'm not saying that he wasn't hit by a car, but there's definitely something else going on here.
Okay, I want to say something because we keep bringing this up, and in fact, on my long form video coming out tomorrow morning on Presgrove, I also pointed out that shorts being folded thing, and I just want to clarify something because I play devil's advocates with everything. Wording sometimes can be misleading, so I want to ask: is it possible? Let me give you a crazy scenario. Is it possible that he either stripped naked and was holding his shorts in his hand, or the car hit him so hard it knocked his shorts off, and it was laying folded over, and it got put into a police report of it was folded over, and that became now folded clothes on the side of the road as if someone had laid it neatly and folded it? Are we misunderstanding the importance of the word folded clothes?
I don't think,
or not?
No, they were very neatly folded.
They were neatly folded?
Yes, I don't think they got knocked off.
And there was a story, okay? Like I said, he did put on Newton's shorts, the white ones, but he was found... The black ones were there, okay? There was a switch out done, folks. This is what I was talking about last night. And I don't know if it's because they were his shorts and he didn't want, and his dad said, you need to get your shit and get it out of this, or what. But it's in I have stuff. So
So
it's interesting.
I will say
there's-
this
yeah.
again, to play devil's advocates. Is there any scenario in which you can say he was drunk, not thinking clearly, and thought, I'm just going to lay down here and take a nap, and took his shorts, folded it up neatly to lay his head on his shorts to take a nap in the middle of the street, and that was his pillow? Is there any possibility that he folded his own shorts in a drunken stupor to lay down and take a nap?
I mean,
well, the shorts were found.
I mean, it could be
several
possible,
feet away from him.
Yeah, well, it was like 20 feet, right?
Yeah, the 20, 30
like
feet
that.
away from him.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to ask you a question.
Anything is possible. You know that. So
it's a Friday night. We're going to roll the dice. This is going to be danger zone right here. Robin's already like, don't do it. Here it is. So we've got a guest backstage. I'm going to warn my guest that people tend to take this individual the wrong way if it's the same person. Now this is 2.0.
Oh, no.
So I don't know how to,
Oh,
yeah.
God.
See, everybody's like, oh God, don't do it, Lee. I'm going to roll the dice. I'm going to roll the dice. I will tell you this. Don't be horrible, because we'll be on a short leash, because we don't want to chain reaction this. But let's see, one, because it may not be the same person. Two, he may be in a more respectful tone and not rile everybody up. But if it gets crazy very quickly, as it may, we'll have a short leash on that. So we're gonna, without further ado, it's Friday night. Let's bring up Dylan Mort 2.0. What's going on?
That was such a nice introduction. How the hell have you guys been doing? I've missed y'all so much. Robin, especially. How are you, Robin?
I'm great.
Where you been, buddy?
It's a fun Friday.
Where you been?
Friday night.
So what's going on? What's on your mind?
Nothing. What are you guys talking about?
Right now, we're talking about Noah Presgrove.
I don't know, Noah.
Well, it's a 2023 case. I think it happened in 2023 on Labor Day. 19-year-old kid got run over by a car, they say, but the details of the case are very, very sketchy because his clothes, like I said, shorts were folded next to him on the road. There's indications that he'd gotten in a fight earlier that night, and there's conflicting stories of what happened to that night and how he ended up on the road. So how he died is a mystery, and the family of the young man has filed basically a wrongful death suit, and has named names of people that they believe beat their son to death at the party. However, I still don't feel like, by the way, that the injuries are consistent with being beaten to death. More like a truck ran.
I think it's 9.
Yeah, I think it was a combination of things.
And it's a lawsuit. There you go, right? It's 9. I think it's 9 different entities.
Yeah,
I read 8, but is it 9?
Yeah, I think it's total. I think it's 9.
Yep.
Anyways, that's what we're talking about. So
what state is this in?
Oklahoma.
Boomer Sooner Nation.
Yeah.
Where you been, bud? It's been a long time.
I had to duck out, guys. I couldn't deal with your guys' heat. You guys were so, you guys were so right all the time that I had to just step away and let you guys go after it. So
I get it. Yeah,
I just came back in to check in. It's a Friday night. I had some spare time, so I figured I'd bounce back in and get a step pulse check on everyone. And it seems like everyone's calm, which is nice.
Yeah, we put people to sleep. That's what we do here. So
yeah, I know. That's what I was joking in the comments, that your guys' boring talk just puts people to sleep. But,
I get it.
That's just me joking. But yeah, I hope all is well, and I hope some other callers call in with some cool stuff on Noah.
Yeah, hopefully you led the charge, and we'll get some more callers coming in. So I appreciate as soon as I heard your voice, I recognized you. So thank you for being respectful to the group, and because things can go sideways, as you know, you've been there before. So thank you very much for coming on and leading the charge with showing the example that it's not terrifying.
Good to hear
to come
from
up
you
on
again,
screen.
bud.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck, guys. Bye.
Take it easy, man.
Have a good night.
All right, and if anybody else wants, we don't bite people's heads off.
Smile, Robin.
Even when people have been
There you go.
a challenge for the group in the past, we still are prone to let's give that guy another shot. So yeah, Any other takers? Come on, bring them at us. Anyways, so yeah, what else do we got? Do we want to keep talking about Noah? Do we want to talk about any of the other cases? I'm trying to think if anything happened new in any of the other cases today. Oh, wait. There was.
Guthrie had a little stuff, but go ahead.
I know what I was thinking. The only news that I saw is in the Mickey Stein's shooting of Kevin Mullins in the judges' chambers. The judge that's going to preside over Mickey Stein's trial was alleged by Mickey Stein's defense team to be a personal friend of the victim, Kevin Mullins, and has asked for him to recuse himself. Or actually, what they officially asked was for him to be recused, of which Kentucky said, we will not recuse him, but we will ask the judge if he thinks he can't impartially rule on it to recuse himself. And officially, he's announced he will not recuse himself. He is going to preside over the trial of his friend, maybe, who was murdered. And I'm sure he can do it fairly and impartially. He will not recuse himself. So that was the news that I saw in the Mickey Stein's case.
And the next thing will be a change of venue request, probably because of that. So we shall see.
And there has been a change of venue request already. I don't know if it was denied. It probably has because it's been quite a while. There was the prosecution. The prosecution, oddly enough, is the one that wants to move it out of Letcher County because they feel Mickey Stein's is too popular, having been reelected as sheriff and people like him, that they are afraid that he might not get a fair trial in the opposite way, which is people will let him off the hook for murder.
Well, they're looking at him. I've seen statements made that they look. He's a hero. I've seen people say this, and it's like, whoa, okay, that could be bad.
Yeah, and that's the video that I did today that's sucking ass. I did a long form video today about vigilante justice, and basically asked, is Mickey Stein's viewed by the community as some sort of hero for killing a bad, corrupt judge and taking matters into his own hand? And some people in that county might view that guy as having done some cleanup, instead of a horrible.
There probably are some people who do feel that way. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. Yeah.
So, but again, as I said on my video, I'm not promoting vigilante justice. I think it's a horrible road to go down if we allow people to be judge, jury, and executioner by themselves, because it would be too easy for somebody to just spread some lie about somebody they don't like and then convince somebody who's unstable to go kill that person based on no information whatsoever other than, well, you told me they were whatever, and I'm going to go kill that SOB. And we don't want to live in a world where people just go kill people and have the ability to do that because somebody didn't like you and said something horrible about you.
Yeah,
so this is
I wanted to comment.
Did you just describe Dylan? No, I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead, JJ.
No, I mean, this is a little off the true crime topic, but I think it's from a psychological point of view, it's relative or related rather. You follow MMA sometimes, right? You've watched the UFC and things like that. Well, there was a top contender in the UFC lightweight division competed in a freestyle. This was big news, by the way, in that whole world. That's why I'm bringing it up, but I'll get to the point. So he competed in this new professional freestyle wrestling tournament, right, against this guy, and everybody's in that space is commenting on it because it ended in a fist fight. Right now, a famous MMA coach, George St. Pierre's coach. Everybody knows George St. Pierre, one of the most famous UFC fighters of all time. His coach did a whole commentary on that match, and he said the ref, the one guy kept clubbing this guy in the head, like real aggressive. If you saw it, it's so obvious. Like he's just slamming on the side of his head, and the ref never called a penalty. And the whole point of it was, if the ref is not enforcing the rules, that I see where you went. I don't fault this guy for punching him in the face at the end of the match, which is essentially vigilante justice. The ref was not keeping things under control, enforcing the law, if you will. And he said, that's what happens. If the people don't enforce the law, you have vigilante justice. And that is Psych 101. It's human behavior. So when you have situations like we've seen in different cases, different parts of the country, you hear about corruption. We see it often top down. That is what stirs up civil unrest and vigilante type events, because if people are not enforcing the law, citizens feel, it's like futile. They feel like they need to do something because the people who are supposed to don't.
Yeah, I agree. And I agree. And again, that's, I think, and that was the point of my whole video, is that I feel people are losing trust in the system. The system is failing, and it's going to lead to people deciding, I'm not putting this in the hands of the court system, because the court systems fail to do their job anymore. And so, yeah, somebody's going to take it. If the game is rigged, people are going to stop playing the game, and they're going to just be like, fuck it, I don't play by the rules because the rules are unfair.
You're going to have a bunch of Judge Shreds out there. Judge, jury, executioners. Yeah.
I mean, that's what our whole country was founded on, by the way. I mean, if you could really look at it, like, the citizens weren't being represented, so they took matters into their own hands. I mean, that's what happens when anarcho tyranny takes hold and the laws are not being enforced, so they're only being enforced in one direction, or is like a two-tier justice system. And that's what happens in societies. And the powers that be know this, and corruption breeds these types of things. That's just the way it works.
Yeah.
And it just seems to be getting worse and worse. It's like something has to break sooner or later,
Yeah. And it's one of the,
I was just going to say, I think, corruption has a trickle down effect. If people see corruption at the highest level, then people in positions of power down the chain are like, shit, I mean, our government's not following the laws. They're violating rights. They're taking advantage of things. Why should we? And I think it breeds more of the same.
I agree. And by the way, we have a guest backstage. I'll bring them up very, very quickly. So Pippa will be up here shortly. But I want to say, and again, one of my points, I should say, on the vigilante justice video I put out this morning is that we have now moved to a state where trial by jury is really dying. It's dying in America. Things don't go to a jury. They end 95 to 97% of the time in a plea deal if it's a criminal case, or a settlement if it's a civil case, and it never goes before a jury. Very, very small amount of stuff goes to a jury of your peers. And I think people are going to start getting disassociated from the system when you're not being judged by your peers. These are backroom deals made by people who are not playing fair. They're not playing by the rules and forcing people into deals, and it doesn't go to a jury of your peers. You're not being judged by your peers at all, because nobody gets a chance to even get that far in the system. All right, let's bring Pippa, our guest, see what this is about and what they might have to say or ask or share, and let's roll the dice. Here we go. Pippa, what's up?
Mr. Lee, I am so excited to be talking to you right now.
Cool. I'm excited. I'm going to put you to sleep.
I love going to sleep with your voice. That joke about going to bed with us was hilarious the other night. But it's not that you're boring. I love the articulateness of your voice, and it's calming, and I listen to your ideas. And yes, I drift off. It's one of my favorite channels to drift off to. I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
No, the horrible part is that when you fall asleep, I'm actually giving you subliminal messages, and you're probably getting horrible ideas that you had no idea about. Because when you drift off, what I do is I wait until late in the show, and then I start talking about suggestions like, kill your neighbor, stuff like that, and so that's getting planted in your head while you're sleeping. And
red rum.
Don't worry about it. It's okay to drift off. The messages are still coming. It's all good.
No, but I had a dream last night that I was a drone and that I was really enjoying the new spring green colors, and maybe I got that from you.
Damn it, Lee! Stop with the drone shit.
I know. I do have a drone. So what case, by the way, do you follow? What case do you follow of the ones that we cover? Do you cover any specific case that you like, or
many? I do like the Brian Koberger. The one that Richard Allen. And obviously when you're anxious, your memory's like worse. So pardon me if I'm having memory blocks, but most of them, I dig true crime in general. So, it applies.
Very cool. I'm waiting. What did we learn the other night about the Richard Allen appeal? I think we found out the Richard Allen appeal should have been ruled on like within 30 days, and they didn't. That time came and went. And then like almost a month later, they ruled to give it an extension. So like they were already late, and then they ruled to give it an extension. So I think we're still waiting for sometime here in March. Is that right?
I believe so. Yeah.
The official, and again, what we're waiting for is, will Richard Allen be granted a new trial? Will he just flat out have his conviction vacated? What kind? Because the judge has options on the table. What they will do, they can say, look, you got it right the first time, appeal denied. Or they can say, I think maybe we need to relook at this. Let's do a retrial because something was not done right. They didn't present the evidence correctly. Redo the trial. Those are options. Do you guys actually say, Pippa first? Do you have a theory? Which do you think it's going to go? How's the court going to rule on retrying or dismissing or vacating? What do you think is going to happen with the request for an appeal, Pippa?
I do not have an opinion about that. I'm waiting to see. My only input on the Richard Allen case is I live about 15 minutes away from the prison where he was kept for so long.
Oh, wow.
So, yes. So I know a handful of people who have worked there, and I've actually been in it myself on a mission, I guess you could say, a day long, where we interacted with prisoners for a day.
Yeah.
And I don't have any evidence to show that the workers wear, the rune
in Odin we trust badges.
Yes, no, I don't have any evidence to show that they would be wearing Odinistic patches. Like, I've talked to the people that I know and said, here's the ideas that are going around on the internet, and the people that I know who have worked there and who have family members who work there. I almost worked there myself, as a matter of fact. But they said, no, that wouldn't be a thing.
Well, I will say this, and thank you for making that statement.
Yeah.
By the way, it's nice to meet you, Pippa.
It
was proven that there were 2 or 3, I think, one in particular, that were wearing the patches. The warden said, after Allen's attorney said, no, you can't do that, they made them remove the patches, and then one of them, and I don't know if he's still working in Westville or not, went and actually got a tattoo right here that was one of the Odin. I can't think of what it was, and then they showed pictures of that as well. So that's
I was just going to look. Like, I remember seeing it too, and I was going to look for like quote unquote proof on the fly to say here's a picture of it, but I can't. But yeah, I'm having a hard time finding the picture. I can find all kinds of patches that say in Odin we trust, but can I see one on an officer, a correctional officer? Hold on, I'm going to look one more time over.
The interview I did that had Richard Labrato, it was his secondary attorney that stepped in when Fran Gall threw the other 2 out, basically. He was showing, and he verified as well that he saw them himself, and then they showed the patches. They don't actually show a photograph of the guard wearing the uniform that I've ever seen. I've never been able to see it, but
yeah. Oh, this one looks like the one. This one looks like the one. Stand by. But it's a good question. I love that. You could have seen this. We were out there, by the way, in Delphi. I don't know if you were watching me when we went out to Delphi, and we went out to where the hell did we go? Whitesburg, Kentucky.
County.
So we were out. We were out there in Letcher County and in Delphi. We were out there, my wife and I, and we could have seen you out there. But
I was very aware that you were out there, and maybe one day our paths will cross. But
that would be cool. I was gonna say, like, I don't know if I'm gonna be back there again, but I'll tell you what, if a new trial is granted, I'm gonna want to have my ass back out there again. I'll tell you that much. But
can I ask a question?
Yeah.
So you said you live roughly 15 minutes from the prison, right?
Yes.
Pippa. Okay. Do you have have you the town of Delphi for the most part, correct?
Say that again. Sorry, I had a glitch.
It's okay. You know the town pretty well of Delphi, then?
No, because Delphi and Westville are probably an hour and a half apart from each other.
Okay, gotcha.
Delphi is south of Westville. But
Okay, I
I've
just
been
didn't.
through Delphi because I went to Indiana University, and so I think you kind of go
Gotcha.
by it. You know, it's a route.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, I just wanted to. I misunderstood the distancing and all that, so I'm sorry. I was only asking because I was curious of your thoughts on the town, if you had anything in relation to the Odinism within the town and stuff like that. If you had any thoughts, those are the patches.
Well,
Yeah, that's what I remember that being the patch, but I can't find a patch on an officer, but I remember that was a patch that I remember seeing, but yeah.
Well, I'll take your words into account.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying, yeah, go ahead.
One question though, in terms of, I think you gave me about 3 options about what I might have an opinion about. And I guess my question would be are we hoping that it will be a retrial? Because that will be the most likely way to get him acquitted. And
Yes.
I don't know if acquitted is the right word there, but that we're hoping for.
I think even better for him would be just a flat out vacation, like vacating the conviction, right?
Yeah.
Vacating it, not a vacation,
but
vacating the conviction. So because a retrial allows them to pull fuckery again. A vacating the conviction would be like you're out of jail and you're done. You're like
a full exoneration, yeah.
Right. So that would be the best case scenario for him is vacating the conviction and no retrial. But yes, short of that, a retrial would be, I think, something that we would love to see on the channel.
In front of a different judge and being able to bring forth the third party defense, all the things that were denied in this last trial, that would give him a completely different chance, in my opinion. So yeah, if that were to be an option, yes.
So how would that work? How would he get vacated?
So what the judge would do is in that kind of situation. So what the appellate court is going to do is the appellate court's looking at the defense's claim that he didn't get a fair trial, that his constitutional rights were violated, that perhaps he was tortured in prison, and that they did all these things wrong. And if they did so, an appellate court can say, essentially, you all in the prosecution done fucked up and you don't get to retry this man. You've already done enough damage to him. He's a free man. I find that your process was despicable and let him out. And that's what the appellate court could do. They have the authority to say, trial was a sham. He never should have been in jail, and you're not going to even have a chance to put him back in jail again because that was a sham. So that would be the best case scenario that an appellate court could do. The other one, what they're more likely to do, because they usually don't want to be that strong, is to say, look, I think that you've warranted having it retried with evidence that wasn't allowed to be presented the first time, and we'll see what happens when our jury sees the new evidence.
And also, you got to remember too that trials are expensive as hell. Okay, and they don't want to spend that money. Truly, they don't. So they're going to avoid that option if possible at all as well.
Retrying it,
yeah, that option right there is going to be probably the last thing they try to do, if anything. But first and foremost, like Lee said, a full exoneration and vacating the conviction completely would be the very best option for him.
And a lot of times what happens, do you guys remember do you remember the case of Adnan Syed?
Yes.
Adnan was the appellate court, I believe, overturned his conviction.
Yeah.
And what often happens is then the prosecution has a set number of days to decide if they want to retry him again.
Right.
So that's likely what's going to happen, right?
Yes.
Is if the appellate court, appellate court will say, look, he's out. And you, the prosecutor, can decide in 30 days or 60 days if you want to retry him or not. And then they have to decide with all those things, like, is it financially worth it to try this guy again?
That's where that would come into play, yes.
Yeah. That's what I was going to say. Yeah, the district
and if they look at
would decide.
Yeah, if they look at the case and realize we don't have the evidence, just like in Idaho, they didn't have evidence with Richard Allen. They didn't even have evidence to arrest him, okay? The right evidence, I should say. So if they look at that and say, we don't have it, and it's going to cost us $300,000 to run this trial, we don't have that, so just move on. You know what I mean? And hopefully that's what happens.
Yeah.
So when would we find out about the vacated process?
Very, very soon. The appellate court has until sometime here, and we can look it up maybe if we want to on the fly, but they have sometime here in this month. They must make a decision on what to do. And the option would be vacate the conviction, let him out and have the prosecution have a chance to retry him. All of those options, that one of those options has to be decided on. And unfortunately, one of the options can be they got it right. Your appeal request is denied. So, but yeah, we should hear by soon. I mean, in a couple weeks, maybe a week or two, we should hear. I'm thinking.
I'm looking right now.
So for me, like a comparison trial would be like the Rust trial. So that was a situation
on the movie set with is that what you're talking about, Rust?
Yeah,
the Baldwin, yeah,
the Baldwin case, yeah.
And how easily he got out of his conviction, whereas from my viewpoint, he was more guilty than not guilty.
Yeah. Well, you're talking about a case involving, well-known Hollywood actor,
movie,
and I mean,
and a wealthy man.
And Hollywood is well engraved in
attorneys,
in policy, attorneys, backdoor favors and all kinds of stuff.
Before this goes off the screen,
a lot of money.
Yes.
Right. Before this goes off the screen, I do want to say this sad commentary. Piece of Cheese, says, what a great name, Piece of Cheese. Anyways, can he even recover anymore? And sadly, it may be that Richard Allen is broken as a man.
Right.
Like he may not be the man he was. If
they did a lot to him.
Yeah, they did a lot to him, and he definitely seemed to be having psychosis in prison. And so, if he's broken, can he ever be the man that he was before? Maybe never. So there won't be justice in that regard, I guess, unless maybe he can, maybe with good therapy. And by the way, Dago, it looks like you're frozen. Your screen's been frozen, or you're just super fucking good at being still for a really long time. I'm not sure which one. I'm still got my money on.
Probably because I went off screen to look this up.
Yeah,
no, he's frozen. He's frozen.
Yeah, the question is going to be, one, will this make Richard Allen whole? Absolutely not. But what it could do is hold people accountable for bullshit convictions. Maybe that can do something. Maybe his wife can get some peace. I mean, think about it. His wife's living with everyone thinking that her husband's a monster and was intending to rape little children and decided to kill them when he got caught in the middle of that. And would it mean something for her to have his name cleared, even if he's not the man he used to be? Sure. So,
a lawsuit for sure would probably come out of this, in my opinion, just at the very least.
Yeah.
I would say.
Well, Lee, I have an opinion about the Richard Allen being completely broken as well, because I have been legitimately in mental health for over probably about 30 years now.
Yeah.
That is that I believe that it can be recovered.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand I listened very closely to the process of what he went through, and I understand that he was smearing feces and eating it, and in those
drinking out of a toilet bowl,
and all that stuff. I understand that, and I agree, though, that with the right support and therapy, and also kind of paying very close attention to who he was before conviction, that he seemed very functional, if a bit anxious and dependent, that he can be put together again.
Do you feel, and by the way, you noticed on the Presgrove thing real quick, somebody said that they were showing a case where somebody's head was beaten with a pole to the point that their head split.
Yeah.
We were talking about whether you could get beaten to the point that your head split. So I know it's a side tangent. We'll save that for later in the discussion. I just want to acknowledge that came up. I do want to ask you, do you, Pippa, believe that Richard Allen was putting on a show in prison, that he really isn't mentally broken, that the whole thing of eating his feces and claiming to be God and the world's going to die if he goes to sleep and all that crazy shit, was that an act, as they're saying? It's all an act. Richard Allen's putting on an act. Do you think there's any part of that's an act, or do you feel that was legitimate signs of psychosis or temporary psychosis or anything like that?
Was it an act? Nope. I mean, that's my opinion. No.
Yeah.
Haladol.
Who knows? Who knows?
Haladol is very
reality.
strong.
Yeah, I do have a strong opinion. No.
No, I said Haladol. Haladol is very strong, is what I said.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
This statement on here about Stephen Avery. What I have to say, I watched that documentary. What I recommend you do though is watch the follow-up documentary that Candace Owens did, and she basically debunks like most of the whole thing that they showed. So you can make your own decision. I'm not going to tell you what to feel, but you may change your opinion.
Well, Pippa, I want to say, yeah, go ahead. Did you have another question?
Can I offer some more opinions and ideas and whatnot?
Yeah, sure. Let's do it.
Sort of this network, more of a network idea than anything linear here. But going back to the Rust set, I think I might have heard some conspiracy theories about why the woman, photographer or filmmaker or whatever, why she was killed. And so wouldn't that I actually know someone who worked around the Rust set at that time, but just sort of.
Hold on a second. Hold on 1 second. I'm sorry to interrupt you. So very sorry. Are you telling me that the woman was killed? Are you talking about the one that was shot or somebody else?
The one that was shot. The Ukrainian woman
on set.
Who was shot.
I misunderstood you.
Yes.
My apologies.
Right.
Gotcha. Go ahead.
I think I heard a conspiracy theory about why she was shot, intentionally, but wouldn't that be something to set up a whole movie set to hide a murder?
Right. I mean, it's been a while since I looked at that case, and I never followed it like I'm following cases now, but I remember there was some discussion, right, about the prop guy or whatever, or whoever set the props up. So could somebody have purposely loaded live rounds or whatever the case? Like, was there an intentional to I don't remember the details of that. And I never did hear a motive for why they wanted her dead.
No.
So that's the part but again, I didn't really follow it like I'm following these cases now. So do you happen to know, did you hear any rumors about why somebody wanted her dead and why they would have, staged it so that she died on set and made it look like an accident?
I did hear, but luckily I don't remember.
I remember rumors early on. I definitely remember. I didn't follow it that closely, but I remember there were rumors. You know how it is in cases like that, high profile, that he had a side thing going with her, and that he, there was some beef or something between them. But again, early on in cases, you get a lot of that sort of rumors flying around. But I do know that you had the armor, right? The person that's responsible for all the weapons.
Right.
Yeah.
And then the big argument was, and anybody who knows gun safety, you're supposed to always check.
Yes.
Whenever you get handed anything, even if it's got blanks, even if it's got anything,
you're
supposed to also check it, and you're never supposed to point it at a person.
Yeah,
that is like rule number one.
Don't do it. Yeah,
you don't point. So, for example, if he was doing the scene, he should have never had it pointed close enough to another person at any point. And that was one of the big arguments early on. Was it his fault for being negligent and pointing a weapon in her direction, or was it the armor's fault to not make sure?
I don't remember. Was she struck with a live round, or was it a blank?
It was a live round.
So the other question is why wasn't there a discussion about why a prop gun would ever be loaded with live rounds with real rounds?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they did.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say they did use live rounds on sets as well, but they were not supposed to be in the gun when that happened. And they're supposed to check and then double check. But there again, the rule is the person that's handed the weapon is supposed to ensure. And like you said, when they make, because I covered this slightly, I didn't get deep in it, but you always check. And then when you do the scene, as you're pointing at the person, you point to the left or to the right of them. You're trained by a certain distance so that it does not hit them. Yeah. So,
which is why to bring to I mean, not to cut you off. Sorry about that. But
no, you're
which
good.
Is why if somebody so all of those things tell you if somebody was shot with a live round that should have never happened from a gun pointed at somebody, which never should have happened, then you do have to ask the question. is there a reason why somebody wanted that person dead? And if there was, now you've got a murder, right? And so it's a good question. Like I never really looked into the case at the time, but now all of a sudden you've got my curiosity.
The rumor that I remember was, I'm sorry if I cut you off, I didn't mean to. Was that, like JJ said, I think it was, that there was something kind of going on the side, and there was like threats of exposure with somebody and things like that, and bada bing, bada boom. You know what comes after that. So that was the rumor that I remembered. Like I said, I didn't go super deep, but I covered it enough to know the surface stuff on it. So
and also Dago, like he's a seasoned actor.
Yes.
Like this is a guy who's been doing movies for decades.
Yeah.
And many other actors were interviewed. Like you always, number one, check. Number two, you never point, even if it's got blanks.
Yep.
I mean, look at Brandon Lee. Look at all the different scenarios. Yeah. You never point a weapon, even if it's blanks or squibs or whatever. You never point it directly at another person.
Yeah.
So
right.
Now his argument was, or his team's argument, I believe, was that it shouldn't have had anything dangerous in the chamber.
No.
Right. It should have been checked. Now that's a valid argument. Right. So that is a valid argument, but
I want,
and he's in other movies with weapons before. So I want to know this stuff. Sorry.
I want to bring up, it's a little bit of reading, but not horrible. And I hope you guys will permit me to do this. I looked up online and a tool. Are there any rumors about that being a murder? And here's what they said. Yes, there are rumors and conspiracies about that suggest that the fatal shooting of, is it Helena Hutchins on the set of Rust was not an accident, but possibly deliberate murder. Key points were sabotage theories emerged during the trial when the defense attorneys for the crew members, i.e. The armorer, Hannah Gutierrez-Reed's lawyer, suggested that someone might have intentionally placed a live round to sabotage the production. The Santa Fe's district attorney explicitly rejected these claims, saying that there was no proof of sabotage or conspiracy. Some also suggested that there was something to do with a claim about Hillary Clinton and pedophile rings and something that she said, and that got her killed. There was some other mainstream reporting about some. So there was a bevy of
the files even came up back then, Lee,
that she was murdered for something she said, or
right.
So, anyways, it's interesting, yeah.
And now her whole country is at war.
Right.
Yeah.
Crazy
stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Any time that there's stuff with like guns and things like that on sets, I mean, there's someone that's in charge of trying to make sure checking safety. It's always done. So if it's not done, there right away there's some kind of fuckery going on.
Yeah.
And from what I remember, can you hold on? Do you mind holding on 1 second, Lee?
Yeah.
Now that I've got you.
Fire away.
Anyway, and it was just one little minor discrepancy from what I remember in the trial of like the bullets versus the blanks, and it was over.
Yeah.
Baldwin ran free.
Yeah, and so I mean, I don't know the details, and I hesitate saying this, but again, when you have somebody popular and like Baldwin and with money and whatever, there's potential to. How do I want to say that? There's potential to have certain things not be brought up or to protect a reputation or whatever. So
buying your freedom.
Yes, I'm trying to avoid those words,
but that's what it is. But that's
exactly what it is, Lee. If you can't really go around it.
Come on. Yeah. If that was you or me, we'd be rotting in a cell right now.
And I think that, like I said, that one of the most important things is when people make other people a lot of money. That is a really important point, because it's not just that he's wealthy. It's not just that he's a celebrity. He's a movie star, and he makes powerful people a lot of money. So there's probably things that go on up the chain, as we all know, happens, that would be, moved around in order to facilitate a good outcome for him.
Oh, even if not for him, for Baldwin himself, the directors and producers of the entire thing would have made this go away, in my opinion, because of who they are. That's just how it works, in my opinion. So, I mean, it's sad, but this is reality.
I want to bring up this question right here. Wasn't she going to do a documentary of sex trafficking in her next film, which would lead to the Hillary Clinton pedophile ring? Was she going to expose something? And I want to say this. Now, before I say this, I'm doing this on the fly. I haven't studied this case, so I'm doing it on the fly. And AI can be wrong. We're fucking doing it live. All right. So this is what it said when I asked, was Helena Hutchinson working on a documentary about sex trafficking? No, it says, this claim originated as a baseless conspiracy theory shortly after her death in October and has been repeatedly debunked by multiple fact checkers and her own representatives. So I'll leave it at that. According to AI, it was debunked. It was out there and so for somebody who says, wasn't this the case? So that's where you're getting it from. It was out there, but supposedly that has been debunked even by her own representatives, that she was not doing that. So,
and you guys know as well as I do that you can flush a toilet and there will be a rumor started about sex trafficking, period. So I'm just being honest, folks. We see it happen with everything. So
it's a attention getter. It's a headline grabber. It's
exactly.
Yes, it is.
I mean, you got to admit though, it's a pretty suspicious type of event, right? It's not like this was some rookie actor, and I think a lot of the rumors hold some water, that there was tension and there was problems with production and so on and so forth. I get all that, and that stuff is significant, but I mean, a seasoned actor to point a gun at the DP, it's just like,
they don't do that. Crazy. They know he's been in how many movies, guys? I could probably name off 5 right now that he had a gun in his hand before. Okay. So
and I have to say that, and I have to say this because it's just it's so hysterical. You saw his statement that he said, JJ, right? Because I know you've done a lot with guns. Did you remember his statement that he said?
Me? So you're asking me?
Yeah, I'm just saying. Yeah, I'm just asking. Like, not word for word, but
I do remember it was like he basically pled ignorance. Like he basically know. I don't know anything about guns.
Yeah, right. He stated that he said he did not pull the trigger of the revolver that fired a live round on the set. Like, he's basically saying like the gun just like
went off by itself.
Okay, guns don't just go off. I'll tell you,
especially revolvers.
Nope.
Yeah, they don't just go off. Okay,
you gotta have a decent squeeze on that.
Yeah, like a revolver. Like you could throw that. You could throw that thing on the ground against stone. It's hard. It's not going to go off. You have to pull. The trigger has to be pulled.
And I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but there are certain revolvers that the hammer needs cocked before the trigger will work in some aspects too. So I don't know if that's the type of gun it was, but that's the truth. So
but and like, it's interesting because it still holds. It doesn't even matter if he wasn't pointing it at her and it went off accidentally, it wouldn't have shot her.
Exactly, JJ.
So, and again, I did follow this in the beginning, and it was a lot of debate about this aspect of it. He should have known. You don't point it directly at the person. You divert it a little bit to one side or the other, but for it to have, let's say, go off accidentally, if he wasn't pointing it at her,
it wouldn't
have hit her. Or at the very worst case scenario or best case scenario, if it hit her and it might have grazed her,
Exactly.
So his whole argument was, to me, deflection, right? A deflecting away from the obvious. Why were you're a seasoned actor. This is taught to people on sets over many years of them doing films. They
take special classes for that. That is true.
So that whole thing, whatever. Look, nothing surprises me about any level of fuckery in any situation because there seems to be so much of it. But
the status. Sorry, JJ.
No, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
All I was going to say was the saddest part of that entire case is how fast it was forgotten about and everybody moved on.
Yeah.
I mean, it was boom, done, over. Nobody even, until she brought it up, which I'm grateful you did because it's been not talked about at all. Nobody even thinks about it anymore. It's very sad. That's just, she's deceased. It's over. And nobody even looks at him funny anymore. So.
Yes, versus the years and years that we've been talking about Brian Kohberger and the Idaho 4.
Right.
Right.
See?
So so Dago did have a hammer. So just a few tidbits here. So to get the shot, Baldwin said he needed to cock the gun but not fire it. So he states, the trigger wasn't pulled. I didn't pull the trigger. I cocked the gun. I go, can you just one sec? Can you see that? Can you see that? Can you see that? Baldwin said. And then I let go of the hammer of the gun and the gun goes off. I let go of the hammer of the gun goes off. So you never pulled the trigger? He was asked, no, Baldwin said. I would never point a gun at anyone and pull a trigger at them.
No. See, those revolvers have, the ones that do that, they have a lockout on that once it's cocked, it locks in, the trigger's pulled, and then it releases. So unless the gun was malfunctioning or it was defective, what he's saying is he released his thumb from the hammer and it went off. The hammer hit the bullet and it went off. And it's typically not able to do that without that trigger being pulled once it locks in. So,
yeah, and I will add this from my knowledge of a little bit of firearms. When you do, and I don't know if this was an old revolver or whatever, but when you pull a lot of, I think correct me if I'm wrong, those who know guns, right? But when you pull a revolver's hammer back, it does actually shorten the distance that the trigger has to be pulled. It basically, it makes it so that trigger is a lot lighter. Like normally when it's not cocked back, it's a good squeeze to get
it's like a double pull if it's not cocked back.
Yeah,
exactly.
Right. So to his credit, once it is cocked in the back position, it's a little bit of a hair trigger and can easily go off at that point because it's pre-engaged. But
he's saying, I agree.
But he's saying, but he's saying he didn't pull the trigger. And
right. Yeah.
And
if you just released the hammer,
it still remains. Like
he pointed it at her.
First of all, the person handling the weapon on a set is this is taught. Big actors have come out and talked about this. You always check it and you never point it at somebody, even if it's blanks, even if it's so that whole argument, it just went off. Fine. That's what he has to say.
Yeah.
But the fact remains he still was negligent by pointing it.
Wasn't checked. Yeah. He was negligent in pointing and his gun wasn't checked. Whenever if the gun goes to a new person, it should be checked for safety. It's just
the biggest thing though is what JJ's
taught.
saying, and I agree with JJ on this. If he was holding the gun in his hand, it was either pointed down or off to the side of the person. It should have never been aimed directly at her, period.
Yeah, I agree. It's just, I just
Which
had
is
to
why-
take a course, literally 2 days, this week, basically. And the people who are professionals with firearms are incredibly strict.
Mm-hmm.
In all my experiences, one knows this. You guys,
the weapon masters on set
just-
should have overseen that whole process. And
Right.
It goes into muscle. It's like you get muscle memory with doing it. So this guy who's like the expert, he would have just, it's like, brushing your teeth. He would have made,
I want to do what JJ said the other night when he said, how do you word it? I'm just going to brainstorm this right on the fly, right thing. One of the things I have to say is like, okay, if it was an attempted murder and the thing was set up, it feels like it couldn't have been even the weaponsmith or whatever, because even if he had loaded a live round into it thinking, okay, well, this scene's coming up and I'm just going to real quickly load a live round and I know he's going to point it at her and shoot her, so nobody will know it was me. Again, if protocol was followed, he would have never pointed the gun at her in the first place directly.
Exactly.
So it suggests that if there was murder involved, it would have to be the person pulling the trigger, because not only would they have to have a live round in there, but they would have to know to break protocol to point it at the person and fire it.
Bingo.
So, yeah.
Bingo.
Yeah,
That's exactly it.
I can't stress this enough. Like the first time I ever fired a gun, the people in the class were so strict. It was insane. If you even remotely came close to pointing it in the direction of somebody, they would practically kick you out of the class if a person did that. And these are like supposed to be experts on set. And this whole issue was skirted, in my opinion. It was a PR thing that diverted the attention away from that fact. Like that is like
I do want to say Firebox makes a good point. I do remember, again, I didn't follow this case closely, but I kind of remember something about the armorer or the weaponsmith or whatever you want to call it was fairly inexperienced on the set. That was true. I thought that was something that came out in that trial, but
there was talk about that. Yes.
Yeah, that's true. I remember that, but again, it still goes back to the
person with the gun in the hand.
You're the one holding it, and this is not my opinion. This is like gun safety rules. You're the one holding the weapon. You're the one responsible to check it and to never point a gun. The first rule of gun safety is treat every weapon as if it's loaded.
Yep.
Yes.
It's literally number one on the list.
Yes. Right.
And another one is never point a weapon at something you're not willing to destroy.
Yep.
Right. And the other one is you don't put your finger on the trigger till you're ready to fire.
Right.
So he shouldn't have been pointing the weapon at or even too close to them. That's what camera angles are supposed to take care of, all that. So this whole diversion and deflection away from that simple fact, to me, is just nonsense.
Yeah, and I mean, I'll play devil's advocate with you only a little bit, because somebody else said the same thing that's running through my head. I'll play devil's advocates a little with you, which is that I agree. All the things you say are 100% gun safety 101. However, is there a difference on a movie set when you're trying to make something look as realistic as possible? So maybe on a movie set, under the supervision of a trained expert and whatever, and safety protocols are in place, for realism on the set, you would break some of the regular conventions of gun safety because it's a movie, right? So is there that possibility?
The only thing I'm going to say, JJ, you might get it. Let's just refer back to Brendan Lee.
Yeah, okay? I've been holding that in my head, Brandon Lee, but he was shot with a blank, right? But yeah.
But again, it was the same type situation. That was actually murder. Like that was murder. That was talked about for a long time. But anyway, the point is the biggest point of this, devil's advocate, and I'm all about that. That's why I'm here.
Yeah.
I have to say, in my opinion, that the finality of it goes to, and accountability with that and responsibility with that goes to the person that has the gun in their hand, period. So
yeah,
that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. So
yeah.
I mean, this is a hot debate. I mean, this is a very hot topic, right? In the bigger picture. But if you can have it both ways, if you have a segment of the population that wants more stricter gun regulations and what have you, well, then in a situation where it was not followed, then it needs to be addressed. And wasn't it George Clooney who came out and blasted him?
That sounds familiar. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, this is as big of a A-list celebrity as there is.
Right.
And he was blasting him like you never point a weapon at somebody on set. Now, these are two extremely seasoned actors. George Clooney's not making that up. That's the way it's supposed to be. You're not supposed to do that.
Robert De Niro said it too.
Yeah. I mean, now, because of that, is it any surprise that there's conspiracy theories? I mean,
right.
Baldwin's got an interesting history. He's got a temper that's fairly well established. He's
gotten out of a lot of stuff too, JJ. This isn't the only thing he's gotten out of too.
So you can't just dismiss it like, oh, yes, it was shared responsibility, but still, it does not totally absolve someone when you're on a set to not check the weapon and to still point it. It's double. He didn't check it, and he
Do you
pointed
think
it at
it's
somebody.
No, I don't think it's possible to pull a trigger and not know you did it. I don't go by that. I'm just reading his own statements. You know, he's saying that he put the trust into, you know, this expert. That's, you know, so he didn't check the safety of the gun. He was relying on the armor.
I mean, it's
Go ahead.
classic throwing somebody. It's classic throwing somebody under the bus. But go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
I do have. You said he pulled the hammer back, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Some of those old Western style guns, they were a trick weapon, and you didn't need to pull the trigger. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank
I
you.
know
Right.
what you're talking
That's
about.
exactly what I was gonna say. So knowing that, this wasn't his first Western. Knowing that, why would he point that gun at someone and touch either the hammer or the trigger?
Why was he pointing
Knowing
it at
that those
her?
guns can potentially do that.
Right, Robin. And
100%.
Yeah.
And why her though, of all people? Because she wasn't in the movie. Okay, he wasn't at in the scene as the actress or any of that stuff. So why was he pointing it at her? Is my other question.
Oh, that's right. She wasn't an actress in the movie, right?
No,
she was
no. She
And
wasn't.
furthermore, if it was in the script and the coordinators and the people, the director and so on, it was required that he pointed at her. The gun should have been checked that it wasn't loaded, and they could use CGI to make the gun fire. I mean, this is like, even a small budget movie could do that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And again, I can't. I mean, God, we're fucking talking about a case I didn't even look into, really, right? But you know, what
it's
what's
interesting
the
though.
Somebody who has privilege and is popular, you know, what if he's goofing off and he thinks it's going to be funny? Oh, I'm going to point this gun and fire a blank at this person and scare the shit out of her, and I think it's funny. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh shit, I just killed somebody. And then everybody covers his ass, because like we can't just say fucking Alec Baldwin just shot somebody and fucking killed somebody.
Right.
So it's got to be something like. And then the story comes in, because we're not going to let that go. It was a simple mistake, shouldn't have happened, shouldn't have actually done that kind of thing. But we're not going to let the guy ruin his career and his life over a mistake. Like, could that have happened? Is there any
Sure,
that could have happened?
it absolutely could have happened.
Yeah.
And there you go again with liability insurance. Okay.
Right.
That movie production company is going to spin this any way they can to get out of paying money. So here we go again with insurance.
You love the insurance angle, yeah.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, and it's all about money, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's
follow the money.
If Alec Baldwin were to get convicted, I'm sure he wouldn't have gotten a harsh sentence, first and foremost.
Oh no.
But that would be a massive stain and a massive PR ding that would stay with him for a long, long time.
Stigma, yeah.
And that would cost people a lot of money.
And it would have blacklisted him too in Hollywood to some aspect. Nobody would have wanted to hire him because of that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't going to happen.
I remember seeing Alec Baldwin like stopped on a street, like outside of his house by somebody informally, and he kind of gave some talk about that. Do you remember that interview?
Yeah.
Street side thing?
Yeah.
And it didn't feel right.
You're right.
I got a side note about the Baldwins. Is they actually owned a house across the street from me. They moved away. Yeah, the Baldwins, actually their father was a rifle coach at my high school, and he wound up getting some kind of like I don't know, like lung disease or something. He used to, because they used to shoot in the basement, but they actually they donate a lot of money to my high school. But they moved away when I was like 2.
So you're saying that the Baldwin father knew guns and did training on guns, so therefore the boys were raised with guns, right?
I would assume so. The father was a rifle coach. I know that 100%.
So
Hmm.
they would have known better then. He would have known better.
I mean, if
Interesting point.
George Clooney is blasting you about it, like someone who's done a lot of movies, including ones with guns.
Yeah.
I love that movie he did, The American. I don't know if
Oh,
you
yeah.
guys
Great
saw
movie.
it. Great movie.
Yeah.
I highly recommend it if you guys don't know it. He plays a hitman, and he goes to Italy, and it's a really good movie. But you know, for George to come out and hammer him, I don't know if they had beef in the past or whatever, but it was pretty. He went pretty hard on Alec Baldwin about
Definitely.
exactly what we're speaking about.
Definitely. Oh yeah, I was getting ready to give you that.
Here we go.
I was going to play this little clip. It's been a long time since I've seen it, so I'm just going by memory. There was some weird things about it. Let's look at this real quick.
Out of the road in Vermont and agreed to answer reporters' questions. He said he could not comment on the investigation, and at times there were some tense moments during this impromptu talk.
Can't. It's an active investigation in terms of a woman dying. She was my friend. She was my friend. The day I arrived in Santa Fe to start shooting, I took her to dinner with Joel, the director. We were a very, very, well-oiled crew. Putting a film together.
The hell is that?
Horrible event. Alina Hutchins, I met with her husband Matthew and her son.
And how did that meeting go?
I wouldn't know how to characterize that. They're mortified.
You guys, you know what? No details.
Do me a favor. I'm gonna answer the question.
Wow, is that his attorney?
This is something that
I guess.
I don't.
There are incidental.
It's his wife.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. I was like,
wow.
he's treating his wife. That's what I thought it was his wife, and he's just like,
Jesus.
She steps up on him. He's like, "Hey, do me a favor. How about you shut the fuck up and let me talk?"
Usually he gets into fights with.
Yeah,
right.
He's
been arrested multiple times in New York City.
He's had domestics too.
Let's play this out and then we can go back.
From time to time, but nothing like this. This is a 1 in a trillion episode. It's a 1 in a trillion event. And so he is in shock. He has a 9-year-old son. We are, in constant contact with him because we're very worried about his family and his kid. And as I said, we're eagerly awaiting for the sheriff's department to tell us what their investigation has yielded.
The shooting killed.
So I don't know if that was his wife or not. She almost acts like a reporter at times, the way she walks in up to get to. But I thought originally it was somebody that was with him. I thought an attorney. They stopped him and this woman with him, and I thought, So I don't know.
Jesus, that was
I believe it was his wife. I saw that when it first came out, but
yeah.
Again,
she was trying to protect him.
Yeah,
while
she was filming.
Yeah, it was almost like she wanted to get between him and the camera, like, shut the fuck up. And he's like, hey, excuse me, can I talk for myself?
That was his wife. Yeah, I'm looking it up.
Yeah, so it feels like she was. I got the impression she was trying to protect him from himself, like, shut the fuck up and stop this interview. And he's like, he just barks her head off and like, how about I speak for myself?
The way he said, excuse me, like you're in my space, that was like, dude. Okay.
Yeah, and another thing
Hilaria. Her name's Hilaria.
Yes.
And that is his wife?
That is
his wife. Yeah.
He was very active in politics and there was talk of him running for political office, a lot of talk about it. So, there's a machine behind protecting certain people because of what they have value on higher levels, not just whatever their profession is. And so if that was some schmo and nobody really knew about on a movie set, that person would have probably been convicted.
Absolutely.
Real quick, I have to, for my own sanity, take a moment out for The Crow and Brandon Lee. I want to say this. I was never a comic book guy. This is a complete side rant, and it's from the heart kind of thing. I was never a comic book guy growing up. And I had a friend that was big into comic books. And I said, hey, look, I wanted a comic book, but I want something that's more adult oriented, something that's dark, something that's gritty. And they said, well, try The Crow. You're going to love this shit. And I fell in love with the graphic novel, The Crow, and this idea that this guy whose girlfriend dies and he's tormented and he comes back from the dead to avenge her death and kill everybody that was involved with it. And I was like, I fucking love this story. And he was kind of mentally broken and fucked up, but he was going to kill everybody. And I loved the thing. And then they made the movie The Crow, and Brandon Lee was fucking amazing in The Crow. And it was such a sad thing. I think he was going to be huge. It was a big thing.
It was a great movie.
It was a great movie. It was a great movie.
I love the movie.
I am a comic book guy.
Unfortunately,
very cool.
All the sequels were horrible, but the original one
they were
good.
The first one was the best one.
And they just did it. You know that?
Yeah.
They remade it just recently.
He was like River Phoenix. He was going to be huge.
Yes.
Yeah.
Brandon Lee was he was ready to explode. And for people who don't know, I mean, his father was Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
Yes.
One of the most legendary martial arts actors, the most legendary. I mean, there's no even question about it.
He was.
And I was a massive Bruce Lee fan. I've read numerous, biographies about him. So when I heard about Brandon Lee, I was like, yeah, baby, bring it on. I was psyched, man, to check out what he was going to do. And it's just so crazy because he was great in that movie.
Beyond.
Oh yeah. We will get on to finishing this show up here, but I remember this John Eric the headshot thing. I remember that because that's in my age frame as well. So I remember that as well.
Oh yeah.
Never apologize for your side rants, Lee. They're delightful.
That's what I do. Oh well, thank you so much for coming on. Do you have any last question?
Can I bring up what might be a sensitive topic for you?
Oh,
so take a deep breath. We'll do it together. Okay. All right. Would you ever consider having Lana Oriani on as a panel guest?
Lana,
Truth and Transparency.
Yes.
Like sugar tits.
Yeah, so I wouldn't have a problem with it. I don't think she wants to acknowledge my existence. I've been in her show before and said hi to her, and people on her chat said, "Oh my God, Devil's Advocates is here," and she completely ignored it and moved on. And so I don't know that she has even acknowledged I exist. But I have no beef with her whatsoever, and I would love to have an opportunity to do something with her. So yes,
I'm glad to hear it. I think you guys would have a really nice conversation because I think that you align a lot. Don't interpret things negatively. Oftentimes they're much more positive than we imagine. And that's my message for you. Think about that every day.
All right. Thank you so much. And thank you you gave us lots to talk about tonight. So thank you so much for coming onto the show and giving us we talked about cases I don't even fucking follow. So very cool. Great questions. Well thought out. It was
very awesome.
Well done, Pippa.
Thank you.
Well done.
Yeah.
Well, then maybe I can also say it seems like the boy lying on the side of the road reminds me of the Kylie Rodney case in
yes, it does. Yes, it does. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Great. Have a great evening. We will catch you again maybe sometime.
It was delightful talking to all of you.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Yeah, you as well.
Thank you.
Yeah. See,
you exist.
Yeah.
She doesn't not like you. You're just still new to her. It takes her time. It took 3 years to get close to her for me. So
you're
good.
Enough.
You're good.
Like I said, I don't think she doesn't like me. I just don't think she knows that I exist. That's all. But yeah, it's all good. So it's funny because backstage I said when I told you we didn't have a plan for the night, you're like, sometimes those are the best shows, and this is kind of turning out to be one of those, right? It's just one of those spontaneous. It's been a great show.
I told you.
Yeah.
We have about 10-15 minutes for anything that you guys want to talk about before we close. You guys got anything you want to talk about that we haven't hit tonight?
You're hearing the ocean in your ears.
I'll be right back.
Yes.
Heath Ledger was amazing. Yeah.
That's a sad story. That Heath Ledger thing, very sad.
Yeah. Yep, absolutely.
Actually, I was gonna say, because I have a bunch of stuff that you can go forward with Noah, but being that we only have so much, I'm just gonna save that stuff for a different night, and that way we'll have a full show with it for that.
Yeah,
when you want to do that. So
yeah,
don't rush it.
No.
Okay,
there's a lot.
since we're doing weird ass shit tonight, I don't know if I accidentally pinned this or somebody pinned it for me because I was trying to click off of something. Do we want to talk? let's just spin because it's fucking Friday night. Let's talk about Friday night. Do we want to talk about Jim Carrey's the theories about Jim Carrey? Do it live. I'll do it live. So the rumor is Jim Carrey recently had gone to an award show and he looked extremely different, acted extremely different, did everything that we don't know Jim Carrey to be like, and it led to a million conspiracy theories. He showed up with long hair. He's never traditionally worn his hair long. People were saying that he wore his hair long on purpose to hide an earpiece because it wasn't actually Jim Carrey. It was an actor. It was a female that looks very similar to him and stands in as like a body double, and that Jim Carrey was actually impersonated that night and was talking to them on an earpiece to give them instructions on things to say because Jim Carrey was done being in the public eye. That was one of the theories, that it was an imposter. Other people said Jim Carrey had undergone massive amounts of plastic surgery, had basically fucked up his face and his orbital structure, so he looks fake and plastic, and he doesn't really want to be part of the public eye anymore because he's done kind of thing, and he put on his brave face and just did it anyways. There's other people that say well, a lot of things, but those are some of the rumors that Jim Carrey wasn't actually Jim Carrey that night. It was a stand-in and imposture. Have you guys heard about this? Or
I didn't hear it backstage for you, Lee.
Oh yeah, you threw it backstage. What do we got?
I mean, the wackiest one was his eyes look completely different.
They did.
The color of his eyes even looked different.
Right, and that's what they were talking about. That's my thing. God, I'm hating that I have such problems getting stuff off the screen so I can put something new on the screen. Which one is it? Is it this one? Yeah,
that's that. I can't make it
did you want
bigger.
You can't make it bigger? I'm sorry, man. There's Viagra or something there, but that doesn't really help me either.
Hold on a minute here. You should be a comedian, sir.
Sometimes I think I'm funny and I'm not, but anyways.
I don't know who told you.
Yeah, so I mean, just right there in the freeze. Do you see a lot of facial differences now? Again, reconstructive surgery, plastic surgery. You know, as you get older and you're holding on to your youth, has he done a lot of work on his face and it's starting to show up in signs? But his hair length's never been long.
He said he's never growing it out long. He was in this whole painting, like hippie phase.
Yes, he was in a painting phase. Right. But his eye color, when they zoom in, his eye color is very different. Yeah.
You can see they're darker here. It looks than they are here, I guess, or
vice versa. Yeah,
or they're vice versa.
Can you zoom in anymore or no? Could you zoom into his ear?
Let me try.
I know we can. Oh
shit! Here comes one that the ears are always different.
His left.
No two people have the same ear.
I don't know if we can see it enough.
There's not a lot of the ear to see, though.
I know.
I mean,
it looks similar. It does look the same.
Yeah.
It could be him. It's just his agent talked to him.
How old is he now?
Plastic surgery.
65 or
so. I mean, it's that time. You know what I mean? Yeah. Things are going to start changing, and if you do get surgery, in some senses, in my opinion, it looks worse. I mean,
he's actually.
I wouldn't even know 64. That was even him.
I guessed 65. He's 64 years old. 64.
What'd you say, Robin?
I wouldn't even know that was even him.
No, it doesn't look like him.
No, he might be this picture here with the long hair reminds me a little bit of Travis Tritt.
I'll tell you, Robin, if you haven't watched it and you're at all interested, watch the videos of him walking around and interacting with people.
Yeah.
He behaves differently. His behavior does not look like Jim Carrey. When you watch Jim Carrey and all kinds of things, the way he moved and the mannerisms and the way he walked and presented himself, it looked completely un-Jim Carrey alike, which led to a lot of like, who the fuck is that? That's not Jim Carrey. It's not how he walks. It's not how he looks.
There's people saying that it's because he was out away from the public for so long that he forgot how to act in the public. But I mean, that's kind of odd to say because it's Jim Carrey for fuck's sake. Okay,
right.
Well, he just inducted Soundgarden into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
not long ago.
So that's a public appearance. Yeah,
right. It looks to me like he got cheek implants. And he could have
always
wearing
had the high cheekbones. Yeah, Joe, you're right. On
that. So they filled out around his cheekbones, and I'm saying if
the forehead's receded more than it did there, and his teeth look the same to me. Okay.
Right, and they could have put some fake, colored contact lenses.
Yeah. If we had a better picture, I'm sure
Yeah.
if we could find another picture, and I'm
The
telling
nose
you,
looks identical.
the
Yeah,
ears,
Yeah, and the ear looks identical
Yeah.
to me, really.
The
So
ear-
I mean,
the
I think
ears,
it's Jim Carrey.
it
but-
kind of
Same
looks like. I
chin.
mean, we don't. Yeah.
That chin, you can't miss the chin. It's a very strong chin.
See, I'm saying that it looks like Jim Carrey. Someone's like, it's not Jim Carrey. Like, see, there's people that are like strongly divided. That's not Jim Carrey. Oh, there's some movement. See,
it's movement. Oh,
Now that right there is where his eyes looked weird to me when he looked away.
it's funny you say that because to me, yeah, there's moments where I see the old Jim Carrey, and then there's moments where I see a different kind of like look.
See, that face, there's a face he would make, but it's just an older Jim Carrey face. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Well, he overdid it with the cheeks.
He got some work done. He definitely got some work done. Yeah.
And the long hair, I think, throws a lot of things off for him because he never had long hair. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right.
Look, Jim.
Now, see, there's the eye color thing. Those are. They look lighter on
he could have
hair.
he could have contacts in.
Yeah.
His age, he could be getting bad eyes, and when he got contacts, maybe he put a little color in the contacts. It could be anything,
Look, I mean, he's an actor, and he's in the public eye. Their agents always tell them to get work done because they want to prolong their career.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's Molly for you again. So those are. I guess the eyes. Hold on, you guys. I can't make that any bigger.
But that could be like plastic surgery effects. Your skin tightens up, and they make you smoother. And
right. I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. Good
I
one,
need
Molly.
I need to
well
see
done,
a better photo of a better like comparison of his ears.
Sure.
Yeah,
the
and
ears.
You want me to let him play for a minute?
That's pretty good.
Same.
That's
same.
That's looks the same to me.
That's what I'm saying. It's
It looks very. See the bottom of his. So that would be his left ear.
Yeah.
And you look at the photo on the left, like the bottom. It looks like I think it's him.
Yeah, I agree.
I think it's him too.
I think it's him.
And look, they smoothed his skin out. They put some filler in his cheeks.
Right.
And his eyes. He started getting crow's feet on this picture, and it looks like they pulled that out over here. You see it?
Yeah, so little Botox. Yeah.
Yeah. So I believe it's him. I truly do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so too.
Jim, he wants to stay in the game. You know what I'm saying?
Do your thing, buddy.
And by the way, just as an aside, Jim Carrey, for those, I'm sure everybody does know by now, but Jim Carrey is surprisingly spiritual and philosophical. He goes through entire rants about his entire life being that he doesn't know who Jim Carrey is. Jim Carrey, the person, is just an actor. He's not even that person. It's a fake persona that he made up. The actor himself is a fake, and he's very philosophical about spirituality and what it means to be human. And he's got some deep fucking thoughts in that crazy head of his.
And if you ever like one said, he's and I am too, a huge fan of In Living Color. And to see him then as compared to now, you could never imagine that man's brain is what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's so different, but he's stupid intelligent, and he's, like you said, super philosophical, and he's an amazing actor in my opinion. But
yeah, he's a fan. He was at one point the guy. I mean, he was.
Truman Show is great. I like
that. That was awesome.
I mean, and he could do it all. He could be a comedic actor. He could be a serious actor. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Oh,
right?
wow. Yeah.
I mean, I was a massive Jim Carrey fan.
And by the way, Dago said this briefly. We'll kind of end up here pretty soon, but Jim Carrey went through it was a pretty old interview by now, saying about how Jim Carrey, the person, is an act, right? That's not even really who he is. And like you said, Dago, he had been out of the limelight for so long. His comment was, "I forgot how to be Jim Carrey."
Yes.
Like I don't. So when people say it's not the same Jim Carrey, he's like, yeah, he himself admitted, my entire life has been an act, and I forgot how to be the Jim Carrey guy that you want me to be. I'm not that guy.
He
that's
gave
just
it
the role I play.
Yes,
So,
he gave an interview. God, it's got to be 25 years ago. He was still fairly young, and I think it was with. Don't quote me on this. It might have been Letterman. Okay.
Yeah.
But he came out doing the whole Jim Carrey funny, goofy act the way he always did, and at some point in that interview, he got very serious, and he made that statement. He goes, I think he asked him. He goes, "So is this you like your daily? Is this your personality daily?" And he said, "Absolutely not." He goes, "I'm a completely different person in my own personal life than you see on TV. Completely different." And that is what he forgot to be. He knows how to be himself personally, but he forgot who to be the comedian that he is, what it is. So yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah. And I think there was a lot of demons in his head. He wrestled with being fake and phony because he was the ham in class. He was the ham on the camera. He made people laugh. And sure, there was something that he liked about that, but he also felt like a phony because that's not really him, right? That was the thing he did for a living, to make people laugh and make them.
One thing you guys need to remember is comedians. If you've listened to comedians, almost all comedians wrestle with some form of depression. Robin Williams, John Candy, Bill Murray. I've heard interviews from all of these people that have said the same thing.
It's true. It's very true.
And I just want to comment on Bang Bang in the chat.
Yes.
They said I'm Jim Carrey's stunt double for years. For decades, people would tell me I look like Jim Carrey, and I would say I don't see it. Right, because you don't see yourself.
I can see it.
You.
Yeah,
but I used to say, I love Jim Carrey. He's a super talented dude. He's like 6'3", 6'4". I'm like, I'll take it. I wish I could be Jim Carrey.
Right. Yeah, that's hilarious. All right, guys, this has been a really cool Friday evening. I think it's time to wrap up the show. Let's end on a great note. We're going to go out on a high. I loved it. It was a great show. I loved all the different topics.
Very good show.
Fluidly bounced between. Very, very cool. Let's go around the horn. Let's go JJ, Dago, 1-1, Robin, and I'll close this out. So JJ, you get the first chance to say whatever you have on your mind for the night.
All right. Thank you, advocates. Thank you, denizens and meatballs and the great mods. And happy birthday again, Essie. We all appreciate what you do. And I just wanted to say another fun night. I like when we kind of go in different directions. So, Pippa stirred some stuff up that was made for some good conversation. And it's always fun to talk about different things like that. So I had a good time. I appreciate everybody's input, and I'll be back tomorrow.
All right, perfect. Thank you very much. And then we are going to bring now Dago on the screen. I think that was the order we're going to go around. How are you doing? What are your thoughts for the close?
This was an amazing show tonight. Very grateful to have been able to be part of it, as always. But tonight was great. And I think it speaks to how amazing all of you guys are, and how different we all are in different ways, which makes, in my opinion, this show so awesome, because we are different in so many different ways, and we can reach out to different topics and be able to touch on these things and have the passion that we all have for this. So I'm very grateful to be part of this circle here, and to be able to be doing this on a nightly basis. I really appreciate it. Lee, JJ, Robin, 1-1. And of course, Logan, I hope you feel better, hon. But yes, Logan as well. And myself, it's just an amazing, in my opinion, of course, an amazing group of people who in turn get to spend these nights with all of these other amazing people out here having these conversations. And again, thank you to all these amazing moderators who we would not do this without. Thank you to Rhonda in the background, and Essie, and everybody that's back here doing what they're doing. We appreciate all of you on all sides, and you guys in the chat are just amazing. We love you all, and we're all grateful for you all, guys. So don't forget to love yourselves and love each other, folks. As always, don't change nothing. You guys are the beautiful people. Have a great night, everyone.
Yeah, and thank you. And by the way, I get comments all the time. I'm sure you probably see them as well, Dago. I'm pretty sure you will, but I see comments all the time that are to this effect. Your guys' chemistry, everyone in that panel, your chemistry is so good. It's a shame that you guys aren't bigger than you are, because people are missing out on that show. And I think that's true. We have a great chemistry. We have a great mix of different personalities. We have a great mix of different strengths and weaknesses, and yet it all dovetails in a really cool fashion with respect and mutual, respect and admiration. I think it's, I think we got something special. I wish, like they said, we were all a little bit bigger than we are, because it seems like we do have something special and people are missing out on it. So thank you for those who support us and tell us something. It means a lot, especially to a person who's had some issues with self-esteem, to be told that you guys got something special. So I appreciate that. One, what do you got for close?
That was deep. I tried.
Great show as always. We love all of you who come every night, or some of you who can't come every night, but replay people and everyone just showing your support to all of our creators and channels. Logan, I hope you're feeling better if you do get to see this. Essie, have a great, wonderful birthday as always. It's nice once in a while to where we can have kind of an off and on off the cusp, on the cusp, I don't know, whatever the term is, just on the fly, just a sort of a little different kind of show. So we had a bunch of true crime stuff, just some talking about Alex Baldwin and Rust and some other stuff, and just interesting to be able to have some side topics, once in a while. So I appreciate that. Thank you to all the great mods that we have for all the channels, obviously Essie, Amanda, and all of Dago's mods, and anyone from Logan's channels that maybe I know she's not co-streaming, but maybe
we do miss Logan tonight. It was she was missed tonight. Yeah.
And of course, definitely thanks, to the boss at the helm, because he allows us sometimes we need these nights to just kind of joke around a bit. And obviously what we're doing, we take very seriously, and we don't take it as a joke. And we are all of us deeply passionate about all these cases and truth coming out. But once in a while, it is nice to break the wall down and to be able to just let it go and joke around. So I give my thanks to Lee for allowing that.
Yes.
And I will end on our
trivia,
daily movie trivia here. So let me know when you're ready.
I'm so excited. I'm rigid with anticipation. Let's do this.
All right. Ready, Robin? Come on, Robin.
I'm ready.
I think you got it. Yeah. Didn't you won yesterday? Yeah. You said
no.
You got
that was Essie.
Oh,
she got it.
Yeah. All right. If you build it, he will come.
Field of Dreams.
Field of Dreams.
You got it.
Robin from the booth. Holy
nice.
shit, Robin comes in from the booth. I couldn't even get, I was like, oh, Field of Dreams, and she beat me to it.
Good job.
Great.
Good job.
All right, thank you so much for
Very
that.
good.
Robin, Queen of the Night with the steal on the trivia contest. Fantastic. KS Jessen, thank you for the gifting some memberships. By the way, real quick before Robin goes, thank you so much for gifting memberships and helping people get some behind the scene content. Very, very cool. All right, Robin, what do you got for close?
Well, I'm going to brag on my woman a little because she's over here going. No, but seriously, Essie has been into true crime since we were teenagers, and I'm not gonna. Well, okay, it's been a long time.
Yeah.
Assassination started, and she over the years has pulled me in, and I'm like, oh man, and so every new case that comes up now we're talking about it every day, and so it's really cool. But and we love here on this panel, we love that you all out there allow us to you welcome us in to your lives every night, whether we're in bed with you or on your recliner or in bed with you.
Would you get choked on that a little bit, even if we're in bed with them? Yeah.
Or in the shower with you.
Yeah.
We
One does it in the shower.
I do.
We love that, we love that you guys love being with us. And so, and to one's point, yes, we do take this very seriously, but we also realize, because of the dark nature of some of the things that we discuss, you have to have some levity. You have to have some light in with the darkness. Not to get too poetic, but it's true. So thank you for allowing us to share the lighthearted moments as well as seriously discuss these cases that are important on many, many levels. So, and I think Friday nights are a perfect night to end the week, to add that levity and to just kind of explore some of the, I mean, Alec Ball, whatever the case is. I thought this was great. I really enjoyed it. So thank you all for hanging out with us tonight and every night, and the replay crew. You guys freaking rock. I love seeing the replay crew. Yeah,
for sure.
So anyway, okay, I digress.
All right, and look, one's gonna hate me for this, but I gotta tell you. So we have a back channel type of conversation on a Teams thing for my team members to talk and communicate about things that are coming up and planning for the show. And one's joke a lot of time is, I'll do it in the shower, because I always say we do it live because I'll do it in the shower. That motherfucker literally called into a business meeting and I heard the shower running and I'm like, are you seriously doing the business call in the fucking shower? Yeah, he literally does it in the shower.
My moderator, don't feel bad. My moderator SRB is constantly, when we're like in our Discord meetings, in the shower while she's talking to us. So it happens.
Well, one does it in the shower, and he's not kidding if he ever says that. He does it in the shower. Anyway, so thank you so much. And it looks like we got a super sticker.
Oh, I got a super
sticker. Yeah, doing it in the shower. Got super.
Thank you, Jules.
Thank you so much. All right, everybody, thank you for coming again to a super night of Crimes After Dark. We'll do it again tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Standard Time, and hopefully we will have Logan from Bronx Tales back with us again, because she was missed tonight as well. Yeah. Letting our hair down on a Friday night. Very, very fun. Have a great evening, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night,
Good night, guys.